Everyone in the marble lobby knew the sound of money, the hush that followed it, the way backs straightened when a billionaire arrived. But today, the sound was a storm. Rapid Mandarin ricocheting off chandeliered ceilings, a briefcase thudding onto the counter, a manager turning the color of paper. Staff froze. Guests pretended not to stare. Somewhere behind a column, a maid tightened her gloves and listened. She wasn't supposed to be seen. She had learned survival by swallowing brilliance. But silence can also be a strategy. And today, silence was ending. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Her name was Amara, 28, invisible by design. The hotel uniform hid calluses from night classes and the quiet pride of a linguistics degree that hadn't opened the doors it promised. She worked 6 days a week, polishing railings and hopes, sending money to her mother, keeping a small notebook of borrowed phrases from languages guests carried like luggage. Mandarin, she had learned years ago in a cramped community center from an elder who believed tongues could be passports when papers failed. Amara listened more than she spoke, mapping accents, collecting stories, and memorizing how power moves. The Grand Wellington was elegance on the surface and hierarchy underneath. Smiles for some, suspicion for others, rules that bent for wealth and snapped for workers. By noon, she had handled spilled champagne, a sneer about her hair, and an order to use the service elevator. By evening, a storm would ask her name. The storm arrived in the form of a man in a tailored gray suit, trailed by 2 assistants and the electric charge of authority. His voice sliced through the lobby, sharp, clipped Mandarin spilling accusations faster than the translation app on the concierge's phone could catch. The manager stammered, eyes darting toward the staff as though salvation might appear wearing a tie. But no one stepped forward. No one dared. Amara's cart stood a few feet away, half hidden behind an arrangement of lilies. She caught every word. The man wasn't angry about the service. He was furious over a misfiled contract worth millions, one he claimed proved the hotel was involved in fraud. The manager's tight smile was a mask for panic, but behind it was something colder. The silent calculation that no one here could or should interfere. A tray crashed somewhere near the bar, but the businessman didn't break pace. His words grew harsher, accusing the hotel of deceit, threatening to pull all future bookings. Amara's heart pounded, not from fear, but from the weight of the truth. Hanging between them, she knew the power in letting a storm pass, but she also knew storms could destroy if left unanswered. Every second stretched, the air thick with the unspoken, the unshakable assumption that a black maid could not possibly be the bridge between worlds. She tightened her gloves. One breath in. And then she stepped forward. The lobby seemed to shrink. As she approached, every eye magnetized to the motion. She stopped beside the manager, hands folded, voice steady. Mandarin flowed from her lips, not halting or uncertain, but precise, layered with the honorifics and tonal nuances of a native speaker. The businessman blinked, taken aback, his fury pausing mid-syllable. She relayed the truth, a clerical error, not fraud, and a promise of immediate correction. Gasps whispered through the staff. The man's shoulders lowered, the storm breaking. The manager's jaw tightened, not with relief, but with something else. In that moment, the hierarchy wavered, the invisible maid rewriting the scene without permission. As the businessman extended his hand in thanks, Amara realized the silence she had broken could never be restored. The crisis dissolved in minutes. The businessman departed with an apology, the lobby exhaling in unison. But for Amara, the air had changed. She returned to her cart, the weight of stares trailing her. Some were impressed, some unsettled. The manager muttered a thank you, clipped, and obligatory. She knew it wasn't gratitude. It was the awareness that she had shattered an unspoken rule. Know your place. That night, Amara wrote in her notebook, not just words, but a reminder that brilliance has no uniform. The world might try to fold her back into invisibility, but storms don't unlearn their power. How many more Amaras remain unseen, holding the keys to resolutions no one expects? And how long before the world stops being surprised when they use them? Where are you watching from? Take care.